Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught in this truth, and much respect to the brothers out there laboring in his work, and also to the believers scattered across the four corners of the earth, the hopeful elect, and the USA. Shalom. It's going to be a real quick video, quick news and prophecy update, pretty much concerning what's to come, in the future, as far as these extreme measures that are going to be taken to stop this so-called, pandemic, in which you got this guy Boris Johnson, as you see here, the Prime Minister, says he vows to take draconian action tackling the Indian variant, all right? But June 21st is still on track, all right? Let's get a description. It says, breaking, Boris Johnson on Tuesday vowed to take very, very draconian action to stamp out alarming crack 19 mutants. All right, so there you go. As we have this so-called super pandemic over there in India, all right, now that has given pretty much a leeway for these governments to come in with more harsh and draconian measures. All right, and if you don't know what draconian law is, they just get in the comment box, because the people are not dumb, concerning what's truly going on. There's a lot of people waking up to the fact that these devils are up to something. All right, so Wiley Henry posted the definition of draconian right here. All right, draconian, it says of or pertaining to Draco, the Athenian lawmaker whose code of laws prescribed death for almost every offense. You see, so these ancient Greek laws that were placed upon the people, back then, are going to be brought back during this time. And it's mentioned in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, when it tells you that this beast spake as a lamb. All right, well, he had two horns as a lamb, signifying peace, but he spoke as a dragon. Right, it's draconian laws. So I'm gonna play this clip, this 2-minute clip, or 1 minute 27-second clip, and we're gonna get some key points of what he's saying in this video. Lord, when you're edified.
Variant that we're talking about, the so-called Indian variant, the B1617.2. India was put on the red list before this was even a variant under investigation, let alone a variant of concern. So we took prompt action, and we will continue to take very, very draconian action in respect of all variants coming from wherever around the world. I think it's very important for people to grasp what an amber list country is. It is not somewhere where you should be going on holiday. But let me be very clear about that. And if people do go to an amber list country, they absolutely have to for some pressing family or urgent business reason. If they have to go to an amber list country, then please bear in mind that you will have to self-isolate. You'll have to take tests and do a passenger locator form and all the rest of it. But you'll also have to self-isolate for 10 days when you get back.
You that 10 days.
Isolate, you'll have to take tests and do a passenger locator form and all the rest of it. But you'll also have to self-isolate for 10 days when you get back. And that period of self-isolation, that period of quarantine, will be enforced with fines of up to £10,000. So I think it's important people to understand what an amber list country is.
All right, so apparently an amber list country is pretty much a hot zone. All right, so India is pretty much a hot country to be in. If you go there, they're expecting you to quarantine, once you leave. And he mentioned something about, that being on the red list. We understand that there's what is it, the Megiddo Project, if I'm not mistaken, but it goes into the red list, blue list, yellow list, and all that. Okay, so pretty much what he's saying is that it's going to be so draconian that you're going to have to self-isolate, during these times if you decide to be, in one of these hot zones. All right, and we know this coming to America. So 10 days you're going to have to isolate yourself all right, and quarantine. So that brought me to the book of Revelations 2 and 10, because this is where that is going. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. It says, behold, the devil, which we know to be Esau, shall cast some of you into prison, these concentration camps, that ye may be tried, and that you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So how are you going to be tried? But the man said that they're going to have to forcibly, test you. All right, you're going to have to test and pass these certain tests in order for you to be free, pretty much. All right, and that's going to lead to the chip being implemented. You see? Which leads me to 2 Corinthians 16 chapter. And we'll go down to the 68th verse. All right. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle things offered unto idols. You see, so that goes into being, having to self-quarantine, being isolated. So they're going to take away certain of you and feed you, being idle by yourself, with things offered unto idols. They're going to offer you these different tests and medicines, and ultimately it's going to be the chip. Okay, it's going to be the vax, and it's going to be, a chip. Verse 6-9 says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. You see that? So this is what's coming eventually, to America and everywhere else. These super harsh, draconian measures that are going to be taken to forcibly get the people to bow down, to their agenda. All right? And this happened during the time of the Greeks also, the second Maccabees, when it goes into, the mother and her seven sons, that were offered pork, in order for them to, pretty much serve Esau, or to live peaceably, should I say. They were offered pork, and they did not consent to that. So, they were tortured during that time. So those same things are coming back this time. But for this time, the Lord says he's going to provide protection for his elect, which leads me to Revelations 3 and 10. Revelations 3 and 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. The hour of temptation is being in these concentration camps, all right, the trials and tribulations that are going to tempt you to, bow down into the system. It says, we shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. You see? So it's going to come to the point where you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to, remain with the beast and try to survive, or you're going to, bypass all that shit and say, fuck the system, and live by Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, and keep your faith, hoping that he's going to save you out of your temptation. All right, so that's what I got from that video. He talked about a 10-day isolation. Let's get it one more.
For 10 days when you get back, and that period of self-isolation, that period of passenger locator form and all the rest of it, but you'll also have to isolate for 10 days when you get back, and that period of self-isolation, that period of quarantine will be enforced with fines of up to £10,000. So I think it's important people understand what an amber list country is.
10 days. You can't make this shit up, man. 10 days. Revelation 2 and 10. Once again, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you in a prison, concentration camps, that you may be tried. And you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So, Lord, willing you edify. Till next time I say, Shalom.